If not be say Nigerian youths are too dull, they are lazy. In short, they can't do nothing. By now we should be attacking this government. By now we should be attacking the APC government, because I see no reason why these people should be impoverishing the people of this country. We don't have any respect again globally since Tinubu became the president of this country. Why is it like this? Tinubu has been the worst president in the history of this country today. We are no more respected. Nigerians are no more respected globally because of one man, a drug baron allegedly, because this guy is a drug lord. Tinubu forges everything. He forged his certificate to become the president of Nigeria. He never won the election. Tinubu did not win the election, we all know. Now you are bringing in tax law again to tax people you are not giving job. You did not only bring the tax law, you forged the tax law again. What did we do, Tinubu? What did we do to you? Because this is not normal again. We've gotten ourselves acclimatized and acquainted with bad leadership. See banditry killing people. See terrorists terrorizing the whole country. Nobody is eating very well again in this country because of one man.
Are Nigeria becoming too passive in the face of political accountability? At what point does patience turn into silence and silence into surrender? Because across Nigeria today, people are hungry, angry, and frustrated, yet powers remains largely unchallenged and unchanged. Good evening and welcome. Tonight we'll take a hard look at political accountability in Nigeria, particularly under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the ruling APC party. This is not an emotional rant, it is a sober national conversation, not just about leadership failure but about the role of citizens in the democracy that is clearly under threat. Nigeria is going through a unprecedented conversation of crisis. The removal of fuel subsidy has pushed transportation costs through the roof, food prices have doubled in many markets, the naira has lost significant value, and insecurity continues to disrupt farming and trade. Yet, amid all this, some things feel missing: collective and pressures. Yes, Nigeria complain loudly on social media. Yes, radio, phone in are filled with anger, but beyond the temporal outrage, there is no sustained Nigeria and there is no sustained national push demanding accountability from those in power. The streets are largely quiet, and silence in politics is often unpresentable and it is interpreted as consent. Why is this so difficult for Nigeria to hold their leaders accountable? First, fear. Many Nigerians are afraid of state powers, arrested, intimidation, joblessness, or being placed on security lists. This fear is not imagined, it is historical rooted. Second, economic depression. When survive people dey priority, civil engagement become a luxurious. People are too busy chasing daily bread to chase accountability. Third party. Years of broken promises have conditioned citizens to believe that nothing will change, and when hope dies, participation follow. This combination, fear, hardship and hopelessness, has produced a political docile population. To understand today silence, we must revisit yesterday. Nigeria spent nearly 3 decades under militant rule. Those years taught civilians a great lessons and taught citizens one lesson very clear: stay quiet, stay alive. When democracy returned in 1999, elections come back but civil structure did not fully recover. Politics remains the exclusive club of elite godfathers. Replacement general powers become centralized, distant and under appreciable. Over the time, voting turns into a ruler or a rentals without consequence. Leaders are elected, but the real question is citizens slowly withdraw from activities of participation. That legacy is haunted, and it haunts us up to today. Under the APC, the President Tinubu government has taken a hardship technology turn. We are holding painful policies necessaries. We are not Nigeria again any longer. But accountability is not about promises, it is about process. Who is consulted? Who bear the burden? Who explain the consequences? When policies are announced without public buy-in, resignations grow by fear. It means here is the reality. Nigeria must confront Nigeria now has over 90 million people living in extreme poverty. The highest number globally. Youth unemployed remains unimaginable highly, and yet Nigeria records relative low level of substance civil resistance compared to countries facing similar hardship. This is dangerous. History shows that even civilian or citizens draw from accountability, leaders grow broader, waste increase, corruption depends, and governance become disconnected from human reality. Democracy does not even collapse overnight, it erodes quietly. This movement is critical, but Nigeria is at a crossroad. If citizens remain passive, leadership will continue to govern without urgency. If pressures remain low, reform will lack comprehension. And if accountability remains optional, suffering becomes normalized. Every meaningful reform in history anywhere in the world was forced by active citizens, not benevolent leaders. Silence has never produced justice. Holding leaders accountable does not even choose. It does not even mean violence. It means substance of argument, engagement. It means asking hard questions. It means organizing peacefully. It means voting wisely and staying involved after election. Democracy is not a 4 year event, it is daily responsibility. Nigeria's greatest crisis may not be economic or political, it may be civic. A nation where citizens retreat from accountability, hands over power completely and power unchecked really serve the people. So let me ask you again, are Nigeria too passive or simply pushed to their limit? Drop your thought in the comment section and watch the next video on your screen on how citizen question has changed government elsewhere, because democracy only survive when the people stay awake.
That are also advising them on how to tax Nigerians. Most of the clauses in this tax law were drafted by foreigners. That's the reality. They shout about sovereignty, but they don't understand what it means to be sovereign. How will someone be taxing Nigerians as Westerners while delivering services of a third world country? They are just there to impoverish Nigerians the more. They don't care whether Nigeria's economy is growing or falling. They don't care. All they care about is just to achieve their objective. That objective is being in control, exercising that power of control over Nigerians. That's all. They don't care about any other thing except this. That's why you see opposition today joining Tinubu in his party. He never did that when he was in opposition. Rather, he stood his ground in opposition and challenged the people in power. At the same time, he mobilized Nigerians against the people in power. Why are opposition members joining him today in his own party instead of standing their ground to fight? The only reason they are joining is because of their selfish interest. They think that if they are in APC, especially all these governors, that they will be the candidate of the APC. That means no one can rig them out in any election. That's why they are decamping. It's not for the love of Tinubu or for the love of Nigeria or for the love of APC. No, it's just to protect their personal interest. That's why Nigerians must realize that this election is not about individuals. It's about APC against Nigerians. Since APC came to power, Nigeria's economy has been on a downward spiral. Look at the cost of living now. How about the exchange rate in 2014, 2015? Everything has gone out of control. In conclusion, Nigerians must continue to fight for themselves. Despite the fact that opposition members are not doing enough, they are supposed to be mobilizing Nigerians, but Nigerians who are mostly affected by the hardship brought by Tinubu and APC, they can't continue waiting for anyone to come and save them. They must stand up and fight for themselves. If they don't do that, then it means they are in agreement with whatever the government is doing. If you don't oppose and tell them, hey, we don't like this one, we don't like that one, they will take it as if, we've done nothing wrong, Nigerians are happy with us. They will keep wallowing in their alternate reality, thinking that, you can't actually do anything to them. But Nigerians must realize that they have no other country except Nigeria. If you don't fight for it, then you will lose it. All these politicians, if Nigerians stand their ground, they will all disappear and run away. Remember what happened during the NSAS protests in 2020, how busy Nigerian airports were at the time. Many of them were already abroad. So Nigerians must stand their ground and fight for themselves. If not, the future looks very, very bleak. Thanks for watching.